Hey, what's up, guys? It's Katie.
What's up, y'all? It's Hannah Cormier, and you are listening to
Rookies. And we are working on the weekend, like usual.
Working on our intro song, too. It's going to be a different intro every week until we get it right.
But we are back. What is up? Happy Tuesday.
Guys, we missed you. Things are a-brewing. A storm is a-brewing down south, and her name is Hurricane Hannah. No, but really, there is a hurricane coming. And, I know I'm from the south, so I can talk about these things because I experienced Hurricane Rita and Hurricane Katrina firsthand. But right now, Hurricane Hannah is coming to Texas, and it holds a little bit of significance in my heart because all my exes live in Texas.
And we're wishing for the best, obviously. We hope no one gets hurt in this hurricane. We're not trying to, make
it's
a comedy
a category
out of it.
1 right now, which is not, it's just more of like a sprinkle of awareness, which maybe my exes in Texas are seeing the news oh, Hurricane Hannah's coming, and
they see your name, they're reminded of you right now.
Don't you love that?
I love when your name gets brought up and you know that they're going to see it or hear it.
Right. Like a news reporter right now is reporting on Hurricane Hannah, and I'm smirking from the West Coast like, you motherfucker.
And how metaphorically on point that it's a hurricane. No offense, you're like a little bit of a Tasmanian devil, so it's
absolutely.
the perfect metaphor that Hurricane Hannah is about to hit their hometown.
That's right, honey. I'm coming to pop in on your ass. No, it's just great. We love the constant reminders.
Yeah, of course we do. So a little update on my dating life. I have dropped every single guy that I am talking to, and I officially like no one. So I know you guys were just waiting for that update.
Right.
You were just sitting on the edge of your seat.
What happened with Katie and the well-mannered fuckboy? Well, he is no longer in the picture.
Nah.
We're casting, though.
We are casting. I would love to, do my own version of The Bachelorette and have, maybe 11 guys on the rotation at every moment in time. But right now we have 0.
Oh, she wants a roster.
Yeah,
Slide into the rookies' DMs. Send your resume, guys.
We don't want any bench warmers. We want some starters, too.
Katie, you had a couple guys on the roster. You were talking about the guy that you liked, the guy that you didn't like but liked you, and then we had the well-mannered fuckboy. So now none of them are in the picture?
Absolutely not one is in the picture anymore, and that's kind of on me. It's a little bit my fault. The 2 guys that liked me, I kind of just ghosted them. I did what you're not supposed to do as a guy. You're not supposed to ghost, but nope. Super single, back to square one. And let me tell you, in quarantine, it is very hard to find a guy to talk to.
No, quarantine is a difficult time right now. Obviously, I'm living vicariously through Katie. I'm in a serious relationship. We just moved in together. Boring, snooze fest. So last night, Jordan was out with his friends.
Whoa, this is the first time you ever said his name.
Oh, no.
Jordan.
No, that's an alias. That's not his name.
Oh, shoot.
So
Jordan, your boyfriend.
Jordan with quotations.
Nah.
He was out with his guy friends, and I'm just drinking margaritas by myself at home. I'm a little tipsy. He comes home, passes out drunk, and I see that he falls asleep with his hand on his phone. And I'm like, oh my God. And seriously, we don't have any trust issues at all. It's the most healthy relationship ever. So, of course, I want to stir the pot. Things are just so good. But his hand fell asleep on top of the phone. I'm like, oh, well, he's definitely hiding something.
You were triggered from past relationships.
For sure.
Yeah.
For sure. He's hiding the phone underneath him as he's sleeping. And I tried to nudge him a little bit to get it. And his hand kind of grasped
with a G, Hannah.
Okay. And so anyway, glassed his phone. So I grab his phone and I see that he got a text message from somebody. No, it was one of his guy friends that he just didn't save the number.
Boring.
So then I'm like, let me go in the DMs. Absolutely nothing. Then I go into his deleted pictures. I'm like, I'm about to get him. I'm going to find something, because that's a great place to hide stuff, is in the deleted pictures, because you forget about it.
Oh, for sure.
Nope, absolutely nothing. It was deleted pictures of me that I made him delete. So the last thing I do is check to see if there are any suspicious apps. Nope, nothing.
He's an angel.
He's an angel. I tried to stir the pot. There's no drama there. So, Katie, I love hearing all of your updates.
My drama. Thank you so much, Hannah. I love just being the one who has all the drama. No, I don't have any drama in my life right now. It's a good thing. Obviously, you don't want drama in your life, but at the same time, I'm missing a little spice, a little entertainment.
Yeah.
Like, let's go, boys. Bring me some drama to tell on rookies.
Right.
I need some content.
Do it for the podcast, fellas. God.
Gosh, dang it.
Maybe actually the well-mannered fuckboy listens to the podcast and he's like, oh, well, I'm doing it for her career.
And let's say he
and
does
this is what
listen.
I always do. Just give excuses.
He does listen, and I know for a fact he does listen.
Oh.
And on that note, we will switch subjects and talk about sports.
Love it.
Because we are sporty girls, as always, and we just want to kind of touch just a little bit briefly on what's going on in the sports world. But don't worry, we only have a few minutes of this. We're going to go right into our breakup stories after this. So you're going to want to stay tuned if you are listening. So what's going on with sports, Hannah?
So, sports are coming back. MLB just had their opening day, and let me tell you, that was awkward because you look out into the audience and they have cardboard cutout fans.
Weird.
Which is basically like what the MLB was maybe a year ago. Because the games are so long, you basically turn into a cardboard cutout version of yourself.
What are we in 2001? I mean, the NBA is just taking this next level with their virtual fan base experience. I mean, they even have the opportunity to buy courtside seats.
That's the difference between what we've always been saying for rookies. That's a huge difference of like the MLB versus the NBA. The NBA has built these giant LED boards that are 360 around the court, which look amazing. This is new technology. The NBA has never done this. And so as a viewer, you know, the opening day hasn't started for the NBA, but watching scrimmages, you're seeing these LED boards around the court and you're not seeing empty seats with fake fans, cardboard cutout fans. You're seeing like just a phenomenal display of entertainment.
I'm so excited to see this.
It's great.
Really am. And I'm excited to see how this is going to affect 2021 as well. Like if this virtual fan base experience is going to go even further, like what's going to happen with it. But just to tell you a little bit about the courtside seats, the NBA is unveiling their courtside where 320 fans per game get access to the live feed. They can watch the game and see themselves in the seats and talk to people in their section through computer audio. So if you are buying one of the courtside seats, you can actually talk to someone who is sitting next to you virtually.
Which is so interesting. So is that going to live on the LED boards? Are they going to be like stacked in that way? That'll be interesting to see come opening day because during the scrimmages, coaches and players were sitting, quote, courtside, but they were spread out from each other. It was really strange, but having those LED boards is a really cool thing to see as a viewer.
For sure.
Because I don't want to see cardboard cutouts of fans.
And I don't want to see an empty stadium as well.
No. I had no idea how they were going to be able to pull that off, but the LED boards were brilliant.
I love it. I love that. You know what else I love?
Katie, what?
Is the Sacramento Kings, Rashawn Holmes, has violated the NBA bubble rules to get chicken wings. And let me tell you, when I saw this headline, I was like, Rashawn, you are my boy. If you are single, hit me up. We are spirit animals. Because I was just telling Hannah this. I was like, Hannah, yesterday I had 4 different forms of chicken tenders. I had a fried chicken sandwich. I had a salad with fried chicken. I also had buffalo chicken wings. And I also had mac and cheese.
With chicken on top.
With fried chicken on top.
So that's you. That's you.
Rashawn Holmes, if I were you, I would have done the same thing. In terms of other sports as well, the NBA, I just feel like is so much more progressive above like what's going on with obviously the MLB, NHL. The NHL has asked fans to film themselves at home and then send it in, just kind of like the NBA.
Yeah.
And then the NFL, we don't really know much as of right now. Kind of crickets.
Yeah. There's no protocol set in place or no saying like we're going to get tested this many times. There's no structure to how medically the NFL is going to protect the players. Did you see that one of the Chiefs players who is the only player in the NFL that has a doctorate, he literally is a medical professional.
Whoa.
He is not going to play the season.
And why is that? He's just too scared of it?
No, because he's going to stay within the medical field and help out.
Oh my
shout out.
Gosh. That is amazing.
Yeah.
What a good guy.
Yeah.
After he just won the Super Bowl. My goodness. Well, some good news in sports. I am so freaking pumped about this, that we are now going to have a women's soccer team in Los Angeles because Natalie Portman, Eva Longoria, and others like Jennifer Gardner, America Ferrera, and Jessica Chastain, they all came together and they're building a new women's soccer team here.
Women in
Hell
sports.
yeah.
God damn it. We love to report on it.
I know, and especially like all these celebrities getting involved as well. They saw like the need of it. Obviously, women's soccer in the U.S., we are frickin' the best ever in international. Frickin' duh. So to finally bring this here, you know, with all those huge names behind it, even Mia Hamm is a part of it, is so dope.
So obviously things are changing throughout different leagues, and we love to see it. We love to see the evolution, of course, during the pandemic because we want sports. A lot of shit is changing in real life, in relationships, and we're seeing a different side of relationships as far as pandemic. You're either growing closer or you're growing apart.
Yeah, I mean, for me, I can't really speak on this personally. I'm so freaking single, and I've been single pre-quarantine as well. But I will say all of our friends are either breaking up or taking that guy they're kind of talking to in quotes, and now they're full on in a relationship.
Oh my God. People are falling back to...
Yeah, I feel like a lot of girls are going back to their exes or people that they once talked to and they didn't really care in reality about them, but now they're like full on dating them. So it's just so interesting to see how these relationships will kind of play out post-quarantine.
Yeah.
Like for me personally, as an outsider looking in, because I, again, very single, that I don't have anyone to like, you know, do a microscope under this with. But on the outside
it's
looking
just
in,
Katie in the Petri dish, and she's just tap dancing along.
Like on the outside looking in, these guys are going back to my friends because there's no other temptations at the moment.
That is a grand statement. And it's so true because there is no one else. There's no way to meet someone really right now. Like,
no
no
not going
temptation.
to bars on Friday and Saturday nights. And so they're not like missing out on guys' nights. And, you know, both sides of the relationship are both lonely. So they come together and they form, you know, a very serious relationship. But how is that going to play out in reality?
I know someone who met a guy on a dating app right before quarantine. They had gone out on a few dates, maybe max 2 weeks before the pandemic happened. They've moved in together.
So freaking crazy.
I want to bet on those relationships
Me
right
too.
now.
Me
I want
too.
to throw some money down. Like,
Yeah.
I think this girl and this guy are going to break up. They're going to have to break their lease in a few weeks.
They didn't even know each other, you know, pre-quarantine really at
Right.
all. And there's also those types of relationships that go through breakups, not to mention my sister, but she, you know, her and her boyfriend, they were spending so much time together that they really got to know each other very, very well, and like all their like ticks and the things about them. So I think a lot of people can relate to that as well. And I feel like breaking up during quarantine must be so hard. So shout out to everyone out there going through a breakup during quarantine.
If I was going through a breakup during quarantine, the most miserable, pathetic human being in the world.
What are you talking about? I was miserable, pathetic human being in the world, not even in a quarantine during my breakup. What?
That's the signs of a breakup. This is the girl that I would be, because I've been the girl, not during the pandemic, but I've been there a few years ago. And you always know a girl is going through a breakup from these three things.
Let's hear it.
The quote on the Instagram story, the hot bikini picture she posts on her feed, and the flowers that she sends herself and post on the Instagram story.
Okay. We're going to go back to flowers in 1 second because there's much more than three. You got to look out for the unfollowing of the ex-boyfriend, of course.
Yeah, of
if
course.
the photos are deleted. But I seem to
This is the
sense
breakup
something.
package.
Yeah, like the starter kit.
This is the starter kit for the breakup.
Yeah. I sense something that you want to say about the flowers. Like, did you do this?
I have seen this time after time.
Okay, because I never have heard this in my entire life.
I have so many friends after a breakup that have bought themselves flowers, taken a picture of them, and just putting like a blushing face.
I've never heard of this.
Katie?
I need to take notes from these crazy girls that you're around because I
No,
think...
don't take that note because... I'm sorry. If you break up with your boyfriend and 3 days later you're posting flowers, no one believes it. You're sad. You're as sad as the quote that you posted right whenever he dumped you.
And by the way, if you're thinking about posting that quote, I know it might hit so hard to home. You might feel this quote so bad. But if you're thinking about posting it, just don't. Maybe maybe just refrain from posting for the day?
Don't do like, I am better because I've been knocked down and I'm going to be a strong woman because of what? No.
What? No, we're not doing that. We're not doing that. We're also not doing the bikini pics. Trust me, we do want a thirst trap.
Love the thirst trap.
Not one that he knows that you're trying to thirst trap.
Yeah.
Here's what we mean. We want you to post after you break up with the guy or stop talking to the guy that you were talking to.
Or he breaks up with you.
Yes. You're just trying to make that person jealous.
Mm-hmm.
Don't post something super thirst trappy. You guys should still go for a sexy ass pic, but like his mom will still be obsessed with the photo.
I think the bikini picture is fine.
But here's what we're saying also. Obviously, Hannah and I post bikini photos all the time.
Yeah,
Have you
I'm like,
seen our
Katie,
Instagram?
show a little skin.
No, but I wouldn't post that bikini pic just for him. Like, I'm still going to post something that fits, obviously I like my brand on Instagram in quotes, whatever the fuck that means. But I'm saying like post something that that he won't think is such a thirst trap for him specifically. Guys know these fucking rules.
Cute over sexual.
Exactly.
Bikini, you're cute, you're smiling, you're living your best life, but it's not so like in your face
to him.
Yeah.
Because guys know.
Yeah.
Guys know when he posts the quote. They know when he posts the photo, the hot bikini pic.
If you did that bikini pic as a photo shoot with a real photographer, don't post it. I've done it. I've made that mistake. I've posted the quote. I've posted the sexual bikini picture. And you know what? It was just not a good look. He's not going to text you.
No, he's not going to text you from that. But you know what you will get from that. If you do want other guys knowing that you and your ex broke up, go for it. If you want other guys sliding in your DMs and you want them to know for a fact you broke up and you don't really care about your ex, post that quote, baby. He'll slide in those DMs tomorrow.
But then sometimes girls are posting these things thinking that their ex is going to want them back. You're not posting this to get your ex back. This is to get new men on your roster or new women on your roster. We're not posting those for the ex to come back to you because he's going to see the desperation in your post and be like, peace.
Right.
Don't want anything to do with her.
I feel like we have a lot of amazing post-breakup tips and stuff. And I feel like we can come back to that in another, very soon Rookies episode. But at the same time, if you are going through a breakup right now, I feel like our best advice is just not to text back or not to have contact with them.
Whether you want to get back with them or whether you don't want to get back with them, don't respond.
And it's the hardest thing in the entire world. Trust me. All you want to do is respond and call them and text them. Just don't.
Just don't do it. I would say for at least a month, if they're like texting you, FaceTiming you, don't answer for a month. Let them know that you are fine living without them if you want to get back with them.
Right.
Also within that, block them from viewing your Instagram stories.
Love that. So they have no idea what you're doing.
I'm not saying block them from viewing your profile. Block them from viewing the story. They don't know what you're doing on the day-to-day. So they're reaching out more. You're responding less. Whenever you feel like you've set yourself like back from the relationship long enough, I would say a month. Don't respond.
I agree. I completely agree with that. I have a quick question. Do you think that after you break up with someone, you should delete the Instagram photos or keep them on your feed?
I think with each person, it's different and people deal with breakups differently. And like, do you want to be reminded or is this actually part of your story? Like my Instagram, I don't delete photos of my exes because I feel like they're a part of my story and a part of my past. And like, I'm fine having dated said person.
Right.
So I leave up all the pictures.
I'm the opposite. I deleted everything. I just deleted everything because, first off, he deleted our photos. So I'm not going to keep up my photos when he's deleted his of us. But at the same time, I want to rid him from my entire life.
Okay.
I wanted to just separate myself and distance myself from his name.
I get that. I more so see like my Instagram and that past relationship and those past relationships. I'm pretty sure I have pictures from all the way back to my high school relationship.
Yeah.
Deep down in Instagram. And you know what? The most recent one, my most recent breakup, I'm not deleting those pictures because I do anything for clout.
I do anything for clout. No, so what Hannah's referring to, no, we won't say, I won't like say anything crazy, but what Hannah's referring to is her ex-boyfriend is someone with a status and a name, and a lot of people in the sports world know who he is. And so, you know what? We're not going to delete those, but you know who we are going to delete? My ex-boyfriend who now plays for the G League. We don't want any NBA prospects seeing that I'm a G League status girl.
Oh, no.
And that's the main reason I deleted my ex's photos is because he never made it pro.
Oh my God.
That was
Get
fucked up.
out
I
of
was kidding.
here.
Am I? I don't know.
We don't know. We don't know if she is. You want to know what my ex did? And we're saying this because it's not just females that post crazy shit after a breakup. My ex posted a story being with the song playing in the background, lip singing. Ain't got no time for that. I'm like, oh my God, he's singing the song about me, his story. It was probably 2 hours after we broke up.
Oh,
I was like,
my gosh.
You're
so petty.
You're so evil.
So petty. I feel like we need to deep dive a little bit into our breakups because there's so much to say there. We have so many stories.
Katie, your breakup with your ex is one of the saddest stories I ever heard.
He's married and I don't even think we broke up. I still to this day don't even have closure, and I know that sounds so pathetic because he's definitely moved on, and so am I. It's more so the
he's
fact
married,
that
rookies.
Yeah, he's married. So we were together for a very long time, like years, okay? And we broke up because one night I went to a bar with his friends and I went to the bathroom, and you know, girls in the bathroom take forever. I'm like in a line for 30 minutes
and
then
make
meeting
friends with everyone, and these girlfriends are going to
Yes.
be okay.
I didn't have service on my phone, and so when I got out of the bathroom, I got a text from him saying I left. And I said, wait, what? Like, we're at a bar together on a Saturday night. It's maybe midnight, okay? And I'm alone. And he's like, I left. Yeah, you were just taking too long. And I was like, I was going to the bathroom. I was going pee. What? And he was like, see, I'm done. It's been too long, and I'm done.
It's been too long?
And I'm like, wait. We're both wasted, and you just left me at a bar alone. And so I didn't hear from him for 2 days, right?
Mm-hmm.
So on Monday night, I call up one of my girlfriends, and I'm like, will you please go out with me? It's a Monday, but like, I'm sad. Of course.
Yeah, you call your girlfriends. Let's rally. I'm sad. Let's drink.
Yes. And Hannah, if we knew each other at the time, it would have been you.
Yeah.
So I met this girl, didn't know her. We're at a club in the middle of LA, and it comes time to go home. And I'm like, well, where do you live? And she tells me her address. And I'm like, you know what? That's really close to my ex-boyfriend's house. I'll drive you home in my Uber. I'll drop you off on my Uber on the way that I'm going home.
Knowing damn well you did it because the stalking.
So I can't make this up. I'm driving her home in my Uber. I'm not driving, obviously. Like, she's in the backseat of my Uber with me, and I do an on-the-way pit stop. I see my ex walking home with a girl.
No.
On my life. I see him walking home.
That was not a coincidence. I'm just going to say you saw that on purpose.
It is so crazy to me now thinking back how much that was a script in a movie.
Yeah.
I saw him at that exact time while I was dropping her off, walking another girl home. So I dropped her off. I'm alone in an Uber, and I say to the Uber, sir, please follow that man. Turn your headlights off, please. He complied. He was like, of course.
And he
followed them home. They were walking home together, and next thing you know, they walk in his apartment together.
So you're in the
less
Uber,
than 48 hours.
slowly creeping behind,
Slowly.
watching your ex walk home with another girl.
By the way, not even my ex almost. Like, he left me at a bar.
You just hadn't talked.
This is less than 48 hours after I thought we didn't even break up. I thought, like, I didn't know what was going on, and we dated for years. So we follow them home, and they walk in the apartment together, and I just dart out of the Uber, and I just start puking. I couldn't stop puking for almost an hour, I want to say. It was unbelievable to the point that my heart, I thought, fell out of my butt, and I thought I would actually never even walk. Do you know that feeling, though?
The gut-wrenching feeling of like, oh my God.
But I knew in that moment that we broke up. It was
Right.
like, okay, that was it.
I can put myself in your shoes, and I'm sure so many girls can too. The moment you find out something or the moment you find a cheater. And it's that gut-wrenching feeling. But I'm going to say, like, whether you believe in God or the universe or whatever, you saw that because you needed to see that your relationship was over. So did you see the breakup coming before he brought the girl home? Like, I feel like there are sometimes in a relationship, there are little things that you don't really put it all together. But once you break up, you're like, oh, these were the signs. These were the red flags. Did you have that?
We fought a little bit more, but to be honest, not really, which sounds crazy. I didn't really see that coming that abrupt at all, but
Yeah.
I guess he did, and he didn't vocalize it.
Right, because if it was like a night out and he was just like, I'm done with this, I'm over, he was thinking about it for a while.
Yeah, I didn't see it coming whatsoever. Did you see your breakup coming?
Not in the moment, but once I looked back at the relationship, there was a time where he would talk about, you know, when we're moving in together, when am I moving to Houston? I'm going to make such a good wife. And then that stopped. And like, there was no talk about the
Right.
future. And I remember our last vacation together. I was like, hey, like, we were just in the car and like drinking in Mexico, having so much fun. I was like, why don't you talk about me being your wife anymore? And then he like kind of got silent.
Oh my God.
And I should have known in that moment that like our
was over it.
relationship was coming to an end.
Shit, dude.
Because there are always small signs. You either start fighting even
For
more,
sure.
the other person stops caring and stops fighting. Like if you're that type of couple that always banters back and forth and you argue about things, if one person stops caring, stops arguing, if you stop talking about the future, those are huge signs. Like the signs are always there. You choose to be blind to them.
I completely agree with that. And I feel like for me, I remember looking back now, I was just always so insecure in that relationship. He was just the end all be all for me. And I will never, ever be that girl again who tended to him. That's why I'm so happy that, again, your ex-boyfriend didn't work out with you and my ex-boyfriend didn't work out with me, because like I would have always still been that girl. I would have never grown out of it. And he never made me feel like I was valued. And I know that sounds so crazy to say. It's like, why were you with him for so long?
Yeah.
No, if you are listening to this and you have a serious long-term boyfriend, you have an ex, you know exactly what I mean by that.
And it's crazy to hear that coming from you, because like you're so confident and you're so secure in your skin. To know that you were with somebody that made you feel insecure is unreal.
I can't even imagine being that girl again.
Yeah.
Like I really, truly can't. And I feel like that comes from, your ex was also a little bit of heist. Like people know who he is. But for me in college, like at a smaller level, my ex was the point guard for a Sweet 16 team. And so girls flocked to him at college parties.
And it's different. Like in college, that is your only world. So he's a collegiate basketball player. Like he might as well have been a professional in your world at that time. I feel like whenever you're in these types of relationships, like rookies, y'all know whenever you don't feel like yourself in a relationship and you start losing your friends, you start losing little bits of your personality or certain things that you were so confident at one point, but now you don't do anymore. Like my ex was pissed anytime I posted in a sports bra. That should have been a tall tale sign of an alarm. Hello, get out of the relationship. But it's just like, oh, wait, I should be a little bit more conservative about what I post. No, run, get out of the relationship. So if you're in a relationship and you're feeling like you are losing a part of yourself, talk to your girlfriends. Have a come to Jesus. Nope, it's religion. It's religion. Oh, shoot. Have a come
Go to church, honey.
Look in the mirror and have a come to yourself meeting and say, like, okay, is this working out? Is this worth it?
I'm very, very thankful I went through relationships I did. I will say another piece of advice, a big one, if you are not sure about the guy, like you're so comfortable with them, you've been dating for a while, if your family doesn't approve of the guy, then maybe he's not the one. And I learned this the hard way, because both my exes were not liked by my family, but I kept trying so hard to make it all work. And in the end, I was like, next time my parents and my sister don't like my boyfriend, that's it.
Because who knows you better than your own family?
No one. And Hannah, you didn't really like my exes that much either.
God, no. If you lose your friends during a relationship, that's a sign that you should not be in that relationship. We can tell it a million times, but who knows you better than your friends and family? If they don't get along with your boyfriend, then
maybe he's not the one.
And through breakups comes the most transformative moments of your life.
You guys, I can't even tell you
Chills.
No, I literally have chills right now talking about this, because the person I was a year and a half ago is just so exponentially different than who I am today. Just a year and a half of being single has been so eye-opening. I actually feel like I can do whatever the fuck I want. And it's just so much progression, so much growth that I've had. And it's only been a year and a half.
So whenever I broke up with my ex in college, I moved to LA a month later. Then my most recent ex, right after we broke up, I met Katie.
Hey!
That's a transformative moment in my life.
Hannah and I met because we were both going through breakups. Like, we were at this influencer event. By the way, if you've ever been to an influencer event, you don't make real friends.
Loser.
You never make real friends at these little LA events. But me and Hannah connected in this weird way that was like, we both broke up with our long-term boyfriends 2 months or less prior to meeting. And
I don't know if it was the sadness in our eyes that connected, but something, I can't explain it to you guys. My soulmate.
No, it really was.
Yeah.
And the weirdest part is, this sounds so, universe is telling I sound like so weird right now, but The day I met Hannah, I found out that her birthday, she had the same birthday as my ex-boyfriend. And I was like, this is just fate. Like, you come into my life when that guy ends.
Right, which seemed like your entire world at the time.
Right?
The same with mine. And then we met and I was like, oh my God, this is going to be my new best friend.
No, we actually instantly became friends. And I think it's really cool how you can just you become friends with someone off sadness and tragicness.
Really, though. But seriously, going back to amazing things can happen once a relationship ends. It's so true. You like get back into your best shape, like Khloe Kardashian, that shit. You're revenge bodying.
Never did that, but we did gain a little weight after we broke up. There's always the opposite. And now is the time in our show, because we're still figuring out our segments here in Rookies. The segment of our show now, we just made this up literally 5 seconds ago, is reading from you guys what you have to say about your breakup stories about guys. So yeah.
Rookie revolutions.
Rookies write in.
Rookies reveal. All right. Our anonymous rookie listener said, this guy and I were in the middle of trying to work it out. And he met me and one of my friends out for drinks. Me, him, his friend, my friend, all went back to the apartment to drink for the rest of the night. And when him and I went to bed, I asked him to go make sure my friend had a blanket for the couch. Really good friend.
Sweet.
Love that. When my friend and I left the next morning, after I was sleeping in bed with him all night, this hurts my heart, she told me he made a pass at her and said, yeah, your friend's a cool girl, but I think you and I hit it off a lot more. And after he did that, he went back to this girl and slept in bed with her all night.
I'm holding my breath because I feel so bad for her. Could you imagine if that happened to us? Like, I really like a guy and then he makes a move on you, Hannah?
And then goes back and sleeps in bed with you all night. And you're probably cuddling.
And I'm like, oh, this guy's the one.
Yeah.
He's amazing.
You ask him to check on me and bring me a blanket. And he's wanting to bring his wiener.
The audacity of this guy. Absolutely not. And by
him.
the way, guys are so fucking dumb. You don't think this girl's going to tell her best friend?
Right.
What are you doing? At least go find a girl that she doesn't know.
Yeah. Right, not in
not in the same house.
Not in the same room. What?
That is not a well-mannered fuckboy. That's a fuckboy.
That is a fuckboy. There are no fucking manners there. No.
At all.
So needless to say, I asked her, I was like, are y'all together? She was like, oh, fuck no. Me and my girlfriend, still best friends. Of course, because when you have the girl code.
And I'm happy that she didn't get mad at her girlfriend, because sometimes girls can spin it and be like, well, you were really flirty with him, or like get mad at the girl.
Yeah.
No, that's all on the guy. It's always the guy.
Like, you're not sneaky. Girls talk too much.
I mean, for me personally, I wouldn't even hook up with someone who's hooked up with one of my friends. Even in the past, even if it was like years ago, I don't know. Would you hook up with a guy who was hooked up with me, Hannah?
Well, I have.
Oh my god! I was
Are you joking?
I'm like,
are you trying to trap my ass? You know I have.
I swear to God, I forgot. As I said
this is the end of Rookies, guys. Bye.
As I said that, I was like, holy shit,
yep,
you have.
I have.
Oh my God, I was so mad at you too.
You were. You really were really mad at me, and I didn't know the level of your relationship. I honestly had no idea, because you keep shit very secret.
I do. I do not. I kept that one really secret because I was more like ashamed of it.
Yeah. So I had no idea the dynamic you had with this guy.
Right.
We tell each other everything, but this was actually the one thing that you were so secretive about. I text Katie and I was like, oh my God, you'll never believe the night that I had. I just hooked up with so-and-so. Didn't sleep with him, just hooked up with him.
Right. Not knowing that I had a huge, very deep past with this guy.
No idea.
But at the same time, I don't claim him. He's not mine. Yeah, years ago I had a past with him, but not currently. And not when you guys were hooking up.
Had I known that you had the past with him, absolutely not.
I was mad for a day, but then couldn't care less because, again, if you are a girl who is still claiming a guy that you made out with years ago, I'm sorry, but he's just not yours. And other girls are allowed to hook up with him. Your friends are allowed to hook up with him. That's how I see it. I don't know. People definitely listening to this can disagree with me.
I think it definitely depends on the level of your relationship. They're not your best friend if they're hooking up with an ex of yours. That
Absolutely
goes without
not.
being said.
You know the wiener size of every guy.
Oh my
hooked
God,
up with.
yes. I can actually see them. It's like I was there in bed with y'all. I already know.
That'd be just weird.
I actually know which ones to stay away from.
Yeah. You actually know which ones.
Yeah, would be worth the time and which ones wouldn't.
You have that roster and you have them numbered. Which one's a starter, which one's a bench warmer.
Oh, yes.
Now we're deep diving a little too much into our lives.
Yeah,
So I think this is
so
when we're going to end.
a little good therapy session to end off.
I really hope my parents are still not listening to this tail end of the podcast because they'll know a little bit too much about my personal life. And so I think this is where
we're ending. Rookies, if you're taking away one thing from this episode is let your next be better than your ex.
Ooh, did you prepare that line?
Yes.
Are you like looking at your notes and you're like, I've been waiting the entire 45 minutes to say
literally
this.
been squirming on my seat to say that. Okay, rookies, we love you guys so much. Thanks for listening.
Rate, subscribe, tell your friends about Rookies. We will see you next Tuesday.